Hope it's not too windy. I think this is kind of funny. There's not many of them, considering it's a Friday afternoon. I wonder if I can find, is there something I can stand on? Maybe. I'll stand on that here. I'll show you this other thing after. There we go. So, a couple of extras join in on the edges. Still wouldn't be 100 of them, and they've all got the weekend off, so I don't know why they're not here. Can't tell what the time is. I think they're due to start whatever they're starting any second now. Hopefully they don't swarm off in all different directions. I'll just have to follow the biggest group. Yeah. Well, a lot of them are uni students. And there was a young girl who was screaming at us all over a year and a half ago, and she's here in a school blazer. Oh, here it is. There's the dead horse again. Probably one of those slightly eccentric people that you have in every crowd. Even we've got them. I'm sorry for holding you up, but climate change will be worse. You want me to go and show you the horse better? Go and check out its symbols. The babysitters. Wonder if the babysitters are getting overtime today. Alright, so here's this horse here. Won't stay still. Stay still, horse. They are indeed. She can make its mouth open and close. It's kind of interesting. She doesn't seem to have her attack crate today. I don't know, we've got a few more pretty ones over there. I don't know what the ones in khaki pants are. Vote Tony out. I think he's a bit late wearing that one. So I don't know what those ones are. So the thing said that the road was going to be closed from Girraween Street, which is a few blocks from here, in the next suburb, to London Circuit, where we were the other day for the other one. For their Ride Into Die-In event.
Didn't know. And part of it is just giving.
Maybe they're not going to swarm. Maybe they're just going to hang around for a little while. Animal agriculture is killing our planet. You probably can't see that one over there. Time is up. I think I've shown you every sign that's here already. All this Chinese cotton here. And these flags. It's not that bad yet. It doesn't actually come in until January 30th or something like that. Although I hear rumours people are already getting a bit carried away, claiming that it's actually legalised. So this horse has even got ribbons on.
Yeah.
Was a prize winner. Was a prize winner before it got got. This is the play group. climate change is criminal negligence. Up, I guess. There was actually, I'll go away a little bit. There was actually someone on their webpage this afternoon saying that getting extra advice because they were willing to be arrested, they just weren't sure how to go about it. So we might see some fun and games. That's a good idea. Camera's on a roll. Oh. Yeah, they have been so far. They even try to be really nice online, except for the ones on the main XR YouTube channel that are pretty feral. Oh, that comment flew through too fast for me. Sorry, never rest. I will answer it later if it needs answering. So we'll just these are the. There. Not catching yeah, I love them too. I find them highly amusing. Gives me something to do on my Friday afternoon. When are they going to do their speeches? So I thought they were going to be holding up traffic because the whole idea is to disrupt things, isn't it? Not that I want them to, but the ABC announced the roads would be closed from 5 o'clock. They announced that today sometime. I'm going to jump on their stage.
It's lovely, but the night time.
On the edges just looking, but yeah, for the most part, isn't that a clever idea? A nice running smooth pin shot. Oh, see, he's actually thinking of solutions, so that's why they've got the space thing. Oh, get off. One of the ringleaders being attacked by a horse.
There's like always one.
It's gonna smack me in the face. All of you. These two are just showing off as they can. What's going on here now? It'd be much better if it was Australian. It'd probably be better environmentally managed too if it was being run by us. We hold ourselves to higher account than we do foreign entities.
We might actually do it.
Come on, you mentioned you started ages ago.
Yeah. Sort of have a kind of establish some like mechanism.
Extinction!
As long as you're not wanting solar or wind at the moment, I'm not going to argue too hard with you.
Extinction! 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 What a great, loud, noisy, vibrant turnout in Canberra.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be facilitating this demonstration, this disruptive action today. I'm a member of Extinction Rebellion ACT, the Youth and Students Group. Just before we get started, with a few words about what we're expecting today, what our aims are, what we're trying to achieve while we're all out here. I reckon it'll be great if everyone can just move a little bit around and all bunch up so we're all together with one big mass together. While that's happening, put up your hand and make some noise if you've been to an Extinction Rebellion event before. Put up your hand and make some noise if this is the first Extinction Rebellion event you've ever been to. Alright, now everyone put a hand together for the other group. Good on you all. Well, before we properly begin, it's worth acknowledging that we meet on stolen land. This is the land of the noble and every people. And since invasion, since the genocide, the indigenous people of Australia have been fighting against this fucked up, capitalistic, extractive, environmentally destructive system that's been here since then. Right now in Victoria, indigenous people and their allies are protesting against the Daniel Andrews government trying to destroy the sacred trees at Canberra. Shame. Right now in Northern Territory, the state Labor government is trying to open up fracking, and the indigenous people there and their allies are fighting back. And in Queensland, I think we need to acknowledge and have a special mention of Adrian Barragaba and the Wurundjeri Jagalungu people, First Nations Council, that are protesting against the Adani Carmichael coal mine. Adrian Barragaba has taken the shocky deal that allowed the construction of the mine to happen to the court. And I think it's an indictment of the political system that we live in, the legal system that we live in, that while there's climate vandals, climate criminals, extracting fossil fuels from the ground, destroying the planet, giving workers black lung, the courts and the cops are going after indigenous people. They fined Adrian Barragaba over $100,000. They seized his house, they seized his property, and they put a search warrant out, an arrest warrant out on him and his people for standing up for their land rights and standing up for the future for us all. But I think it's important to recognise and celebrate the fact that Adrian Barragaba, his family, his brothers and sisters have not stopped fighting!
Yeah, double check those facts before you run with them.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. 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 Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
All these self-hating blokes.
Extinction Rebellion got started last year when a bunch of activists in the UK realised that what's needed right now is a mass movement of civil disobedience to force those in power to act. And I think since then, and since the terrific climate strike started by Greta Thunberg, there's been an answer to that call. There's been a real call to arms. People have responded, people have struck, people have occupied, people have shut down cities, shut down roads, left their workplaces, left their schools to fight for a future for all of us.
And wearing all that Chinese product, don't forget. Which is where, you know...
the massive school strike on September 20. I think that was one of the best days of my life. Millions of people around the world came out and showed that the problem is not ordinary people thinking climate change isn't real. It's not us. We've been told for decades that it's our fault. That's about the personal consumption habits of ordinary people that are destroying the planet. I think the climate strike definitively showed the problem is not ordinary people. Ordinary people want a better world. Want a world not based on the profits of the fossil fuel industry. They want a world based on justice, democracy, and equality. So I think the turnout today, last week for the Spring Rebellion shows that there's a recognition that we need more than 1 or 2 days a year of symbolic action.
Half of them might be
because
public
the people in
servants.
power, they don't care about
uni
what we think.
students.
They don't care about the profits and the power of them and their mates. I think it's important that there's been a massive week of civil disobedience all around the world. In over 60 countries, in over 70 cities around the world, there was week-long civil disobedience last week. Who here was at one of those actions?
Yay.
Fantastic.
I can put my hand up for that because I've been going to all those things.
But I think it's important to look at what the reaction was of politicians, of the police, and of governments all around the world. Rather than going after the climate vandals in the fossil fuel industry, the fascists like Bolsonaro destroying the Amazon, people like Donald Trump, people like Gina Reinhardt, who make money off the destruction of the planet, they've gone after ordinary people who are prepared to put their bodies on the line to stand up for climate justice. In Queensland, they're introducing new laws under the Labor and the state parliamentary government to lock up for over 2 years anyone caught with a lock-on device. In New South Wales, the bail conditions imposed on peaceful, non-violent activists for sitting on a road included not going within 2 kilometres of the CBD of Sydney, not talking to another member of Extinction Rebellion, and not attempting to speak to another member of Extinction Rebellion. People might have seen in the UK recently, they banned every single Extinction Rebellion protest all across London. I think there's a lot that we need to learn from this. I think it means that when our civil liberties are under attack, we have to stand up and fight back. We have to say that we have a right to save the planet. We have a right to cause a nuisance. We have a right to commit civil disobedience against the profiteers and the coal barons of the fossil fuel industry. But what we're doing is working. What we're doing is sending chills down the spines of those at the top. That the people that are looking after the rich and powerful, they're scared of us. So this is an important sign of how far we've come, but also an important sign of how much we need to keep fighting. So just before we get marching, there's a few sign-up sheets for Extinction Rebellion ACT floating around the crowd. If you have one at the moment, could you wave it up? Cool. Well, you should go up to that person, talk to them if you're new, and say, I want to get involved, leave your name, your email, your phone number, and join the movement. Because we need to do much more than just occupy some cities, occupy some streets, to disrupt business as usual. We need to build up a movement that can win over the people that are not quite sure whether they want to join yet or not. We need to win over the working class. We need to win over students, the poor, the unemployed, everyone that has an interest in fighting for a democratic world. We need to say to them that you're needed in our movement. But to do that, we need to show that something's at stake. We need to show that we're willing to push, we're willing to go the extra mile, we're willing to put our bodies on the line to fight for the future. This is an important role that a minority of dedicated activists have played in history to build a mass movement. I was just reading an article about the anti-war movement in Australia against the Vietnam War. The original protesters that organised the moratorium marches were ridiculed. They said that peaceful protests are allowed. You can't go around blocking streets. You'll never win anyone to your side if you do that. You'll never win anyone to your side if you sit down in the middle of a road, if you occupy your university, if you hide draft dodgers. And that movement built, those activists built a movement based on millions of people that grounded the American army and the Australian army, and in solidarity with the Vietnamese to treat our hope. In existed in America at the start of the civil rights movement. The exact same thing was told to people during peaceful sit-ins at shopping centres, at food courts, at bars, at hotels. They said that you breaking the laws, you're putting off people, you'll never win anyone to your side. Why don't you go through the courts? Why don't you write opinion letters? Why don't you lobby politicians? Why don't you ask nicely? And the determination of that non-violent civil disobedience movement won over millions of people and ended on its high point in the 70s, getting rid of segregation and putting up their fists in the air, demanding black power.
I can tell them to shut up, but I don't think they appreciate it.
Just a quick note on the legal side of things today. We have a right in Australia to protest and demonstrate. That was won by generations of workers and radicals fighting for those rights, fighting for those civil liberties in the past. We're going to exercise it today. We're not intending to get arrested. If there's an arrest today, that's an indictment on the police for going after us who are trying to stand up to fight for the future and rather than going after the climate criminals at the top. But today there's a few marshals around. It'll be best to follow their instructions. So Nick here, myself, the other Nick over here, and a bunch of other people in high-vis vests are going to be helping facilitate the march. The basic route is we're going to head over, up through the Canberra Centre, and through Long South Street, through Braddon, down Northbourne, and ending at London Circuit. Who is up for that?
Well, they literally waited till pretty much all of Canberra's
We're
traffic's
also
done.
joined by Olympic Team of Sevens, and so everyone should make some noise for them as well. Alright, on the way, we might stop, have a few occupations, we'll let people know as that happens, we'll take votes for it to continue, and everyone should stick with each other, feel righteous about what they're doing, feel proud about what they're doing, and know that we're at the start of a mass movement, and we're going to keep fighting until we win climate justice. Alright, let's start marching on. We're going to be heading down here, past the carousel, and then following the marshals.
I usually leave questions for the end.
The oceans are rising. No more compromising. The ocean.
Yeah, time is little. I already asked them who was paying for their printing and stuff, because they had lots of different posters professionally printed. They've been plastering about and waiting to go.
Oceans and trees are dying, cuz.
There you go. Cuz, that guy with the fuzzy head, he goes to Melbourne protesting all the time. Some of you may actually recognise him. He goes to every protest here. There you go. Can I have one of those?
Yeah, for sure.
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
wonder where they were manufactured. people that say this is becoming a bit of a cult? Do you have any comment for people who say this is becoming a bit of a cult activity? That people aren't questioning your claims?
No, I actually think that a lot of internal discussions at all times for people to sort of realign on what feedback is from the communities that we're taking.
I've been asking this because people aren't very, you know.
Yeah, I think we get actually a lot of positive reaction from people. There is definitely negative, and that stands out a lot. But a lot of people stand by us and what we're fighting for. And while the tactics that we use at times can be a little bit divisive, I think that ultimately we all want the same thing. We want us to be able to stop. We want this solution to be solved, and the only way for us all to get there is for us to work together to reach that point.
All right, fair enough. So that sounds interesting. It's all right. Yay! Out of the echoey noise in there, I can hear. Not me. I'm not part of them, mate. Don't take my picture. I'm not part of that group.
No, neither am I. I just want to stay here.
They're crazy, aren't they? They're like cultists.
I have no
weird
idea.
Religion.
I know nothing about them.
They're trying to save the planet by, blocking the road.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not getting any positive feedback for them today. What do we want? When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Climate action!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Climate action!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Climate action!
When do we want it?
Now! What do we want? Climate action! Now! What do we want? Climate action! Now!
Do you think these guys are a cult?
I was watching with you guys.
I am too, but that doesn't mean I am necessarily,
I don't think so.
Are you annoyed with this, sir? I'd be annoyed. Yeah, I've got to think about what my question, if I ask one today, is going to be.
Leave it in the ground, it's time to get with it. Go! Don't dig it! Leave it in the ground, it's time to get with it. Go! Don't dig it! Leave it in the ground, it's time to get with it. Go! Don't dig it! Leave it in the ground, it's time to get with it. Go!
Do you want to join their religion? And they don't even get as someone said, all the Chinese gear and all the petrochemical gear that they're wearing and carrying, all the cars that are now stalled in various spots around the city on the streets. And they're actually running a grief course. They've wound themselves up so much they have to run a grief course to be able to handle the excess emotion that they've wound up with this one. So don't laugh too hard. Asian guy was just out pissing himself there. This lady's having a good laugh. Good on you, lady. They're all mad, mate. They're crazy.
What do we want? When do we want it? How are we going to get it? How are we going to get it? Extinction!
Calm down.
Extinction! Extinction!
these crazy religious people. Look at them, poor people, just want to go home. It's Friday, they just want to go home, enjoy their life, have a good weekend, and they've got these idiots blocking the road. Look, all these people doing illegal U-turns because of these wankers. I don't blame them, the police aren't going to charge them, I hope. This is terrible. Hi everyone! Oh, it's getting windy, sorry guys, I'll try and... The same lines every time. It's the same speech, I think. Yeah, I'll just go out in the middle. Ready, watch this. If we could all stand.
Okay. We need to wake up. We need to rise up. We need to open up our eyes and do it now. We need to feel a better future. And we need to start right now. We need to wake up. We need to rise up. We need to open up our eyes and do it now. Now. We need to build a better future. And we need to start right now.
I can sing with them. Yell, hail the science! And that made some of them bring energy. Look, all these poor people. Some of them tried to be patient. Sorry, just feel. These people are happy about it. I don't blame them. This guy's having a giggle behind me. All these people looking unimpressed. I don't want the brown pants on. Yep. Well, no, actually, if you go out to Gungahlin, then it's certainly not. It's only the Extinction Rebellion crowd. In fact, compared to the people we walked past, I mean, most of the people you've heard me talk to have been people of colour, as they say. Multicultural people not protesting. Virtue signalling, sad white people protesting. guy's ripping him off as he walks down the pub. All hail the beer. I want a cold one. People either have this kind of funny smile on their face or a look of absolute disgust. So those other guys who are just ripping off. You see, look, oh, the diversity over there. Lots of diversity. Ready, I'll stand still and make them go past. Ready? Out of the bars and into the streets! Out of the bars and into the streets! Out of the bars into the streets! Out of the bars into the streets! Out of the bars into the streets! Into the streets! Out of the bars and into the streets! Out of the bars and into the streets! Is it right? Out of the bars and into the streets! Out of the bars and into the streets! Out of the bars into the streets! Out of the bars into the streets! Out of the bars into the streets! And that means she was about 15 when I first saw her protesting. Into the streets! Out of the bars and into the streets! This is funny. Oh, this is making me laugh so hard. Look at all these people cracking themselves laughing at these fools. Laughing at these ones. See, look, plenty of diverse people on the footpath. Oh, he's screaming electric bike. He must think that means they're going to open a path for him. What an idiot. Look at these people just all look dumbfounded. Oh look, that's Rattenbury now. He doesn't look particularly impressed either. That was our Justice Minister. If I have the right one. The Rat. Shane Rattenbury. He introduced Canberra's blasphemy law. Oh, they're going to go and dance on the rainbow now. Which, by the way, they have, I think it's tomorrow or Sunday, they're having a protest about the religious discrimination laws, which if they just give it all the other crappy discrimination laws, we wouldn't need, but I guarantee you the ringleaders here will be the ringleaders tomorrow. I think they've scared a few of the non-English speaking residents, but anyway. This is the start of authoritarianism. Certainly not democracy. Look at all these poor people are all just like, what the devil are these crazy up to? Northbourne Avenue's pretty much most of the way empty now. That time of the day, thankfully. But again, it was meant to be, you know, disruptive. Oh, they're going into the middle of the road again. It's Friday. People just want to get on with their weekend. They don't want to put up with this garbage. Poor cars. Now see, that's very deceptive, that end coal subsidies now. That 1K per person is paying for
radical action. Carbon emissions is not taken now. Poor and working people are the least responsible for carbon emissions will be impacted the worst by the climate crisis. The federal government and the opposition have proven themselves uninterested and incapable of addressing the climate crisis. So the young people of my generation are realizing that business as usual cannot stop the climate crisis, and that we have to be on the streets building a force to fight for our future, which is what we're doing here today.
wow, they yelled and clapped.
We have one more quick speech from Tess Carlton, another absolute legend in Canberra, a school strike leader.
Thank you! Alright, so I am
slavery
a school
question,
student, in
girl.
case you couldn't tell by my uniform. Yeah, so I've been involved in the school strike, and that's pretty great. It's a great movement, and this is also another great movement. One of the reasons I got involved in the school strike to start off with is because I, as the government would like me to think, don't have that much power. I can't vote by sign, and so what can I do but get out into the streets and protest? Because I'm sitting in my school and I'm thinking, how dare they? Up on the hill, how dare they do what they're doing to my future? How dare they do that?
That was a really
So
shit
I can't
impersonation.
vote, but even if I could, it's not a great choice between two political parties that are both wedded to coal and will not save my future. Because even though I can't vote, supposedly you can, but I don't actually think you have a real choice when you go to the ballots. I don't think it's a real choice when neither major political party will commit to stopping mining coal.
So I wonder what they're going to do about all
Most
these poor
people
people
know
in the
that
third
climate
world.
change is a thing, and they know that it's an issue, and they care. Most people, all of the statistics are there that suggest that we care, and yet the politicians in Parliament do not have our interests at heart. They are committed to making money and screwing us over. So we have to be out on the streets. They are our streets, and it is our right to protest, and we will be here, and we will continue to be here until action happens.
When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? How are we going to get it? How are we going to get it? How are we going to get it?
The cops are trying to get to the front. I wouldn't even care if they were doing this if they had some idea of why. They don't. They're just parrot repeating what they've been told, ignoring the fact that Earth's been here for billions of years. Mucking up. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? They're all running away. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? Thanks, Neveros. What do we want? I haven't got my other camera, so. What do we want? What do we want it? Don't want to miss any. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? That old guy recognises what I know does because I've spoken to him a few times. What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? Look at this guy in front of me. What do we want? What do we want? Today. So far, they're all very civilized. Coal, mostly. Just get rid of the coal. Don't worry about the people in Bangladesh and Africa and things who are being lifted up out of poverty and increasing their life expectancy and things. So, no, I haven't. They are improving things, aren't they? Same with India. India's brought millions of people out of poverty. No. Apparently I need to go to India to say conditions are improving in India. Indians saying conditions are improving in India isn't good enough. basically they don't want any jobs. Oh, battery's low now, great. See, this is because I started late. I hung around for an hour. I think they're hilarious. Using your kids. Oh yeah, and apparently if it wasn't for coal, they'd all still be cooking with their little fires and things. So. Hang out in the city that long. I actually city. Just like what the oh look, they're going to stop again. Have another roast. Having a good chuckle.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Canberra Times.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Blonde girl and Emma are the main Extinction Rebellion ones. If any of them are getting paid, it'll be them.
This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
It smells pretty bad when you're stuck in an enclosed area with them, let me tell you. I always thought that was just, you know, one of those jokes that people make about feral lefties. No, it was yuck. She's carrying her toxic waste dump in her hand again. I think they would have learnt last time.
We're going to be here for a while. We need to show Canberra, we need to show Australia, and we need to show the world that as long as this system continues to destroy the planet, we're not going to let it operate.
They don't actually want to fix anything. All they want to do is tear down government.
Everyone, feel free to take a seat in the middle here as well. We're going to have a few speeches and a few songs. Our first speech by Nick Crowley. Nick Crowley led the first tie-in in Canberra in Extinction Rebellion. Please make him feel welcome. He's going to say some words about what Extinction Rebellion is all about.
Okay, I'll just do it like this. Thank you so much for coming out today, everyone. It's absolutely
a lot of them just want to follow the right cause. They think they're doing the right thing.
5 months ago, when we were getting Extinction Rebellion Canberra set up, there was maybe a paltry 20, 30 of us. So it's great to be here today. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what Extinction Rebellion is. For those of you who are here who perhaps this is your first Extinction Rebellion,
gathered up maybe about 200
you know
people.
what the heck it is that you're doing here today.
Maybe more than 250, and quite a few of those are just hanging.
Non-violent climate activist movement. I'm sure you've got that much. And we have 3 demands. So when we're out in the streets, when we're doing things like this today, we're doing it on behalf of 3 principles. That first principle is that the government and its affiliated institutions and the media tell the truth about climate change. That means that
we're heading into an ice age. There you go.
Negotiable. Climate change is real. It's as real as gravity. They also need to tell the truth that business as usual, our current estimations as to where we're going, if we continue the rate of growth that we're at today, we're going to hit 4 degrees warming by 2100. And at 4 degrees warming, the material foundations on which our society is built are very, 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 very much engaged.
They realised it wasn't getting warm, so they made it just the weather changes, and that is bad. Apparently at the start of the Industrial Revolution, the Earth's climate was stable, and that was how it was going to be for the rest of the Earth's lifespan. Floats through space. And so everything that happens now is our fault.
And the government needs to tell the truth about that. The government needs to tell the truth. Our current means of producing energy are literally undermining the material foundations of society as we know it. And our second demand is that the government acts now. Because these warrant a very, very, very clear response. And that's that we move into an emergency-like response. Because even this year, in 2019, there's predicted to be 150,000 climate change-related deaths alone. That's this year. This is here already. So the government needs to mobilise the economy, needs to mobilise resources, and achieve net zero emissions by 2025. And to put this in perspective, this is something that's very doable. If you look at the amount of GDP that England spent on its military in 1939, it was 1% of GDP.
I'll try and tell them.
By 1945, it was 60% of GDP. So that demonstrates that if we put our mind to it, if we just treat this as the emergency it is, if we treat this as a threat that undermines lives, that threatens species in millions, that threatens the future of our children in a very substantial way, that we need to mobilise our economy very quickly. And it warrants that kind of response. Our third demand is that the government set up a citizens' assembly which would help implement this transition period. Because politics as usual, our current electoral system is broken. We keep doing this, we go to the ballot, we vote with our ballot, and no change happens. Over the last 5 years, Australia's carbon emissions have continued to grow and grow and grow.
How are they going to force change?
A randomly selected citizens' assembly. There would be stratified sampling, so it would have people from the lowest strata of society to billionaires, men, women. There'd be representatives who would be surrounded by policymakers and scientists and the experts on these things, and guide our country in transitioning to net zero carbon emissions by 2025.
Flag in his back pocket.
That's what we're all about. That's what we're out here doing. And so thank you all for coming out. And I'd just like to end on one point that when you go to school, when you're sort of out there growing up and you think, oh, all of these wonderful things have happened in the 18th century and the 20th century that have secured the future we have today. There were people that went out onto the street whose future was uncertain. It was women, it was minority people, it was people from the LGBT community, people whose future was uncertain, so they took to the streets and they tried to do something about it. And today, we need to acknowledge that the future is up for grabs once again, for each and every one of us. The future is not secure, and if we want to have a future that's worth living in, if we want our children to have a future that's worth living in, we need to go out and secure it. Up in the anti-war movement, in the struggle for gay liberation, for women's liberation. It's called We Shall Not Be Moved. And I think it's an appropriate one to sing right now. Does anyone here know it? Yeah! Alright. Well, you're going to know it now. So, if for those who know it, please feel free to sing along with me as soon as I start. Okay. We shall not be moved. We shall not.
They do all the things a cult does. I should actually get
on the
Alicia Toxic Threads to have a quick word for me, maybe do an audio thing for me, because she's very good at explaining the different brainwashing methods that are being used on us.
Standing by the water, we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved.
I haven't got a milkshake to throw at them.
We shall not be moved.
You're welcome. I hope that you see my batteries running down really fast. Justice now.
His name's Red Somerville. He's been leading the Uni contingents to the school strike for climate. He's been organising a rally against the bigots in Parliament. This is not around the environment, but it's interconnected with our movement, because it's against the same bigots that are denying climate change is real. They're the same bigots that are denying that anything that doesn't conform to their fucked up gender binary, their fucked up views on sexuality, that doesn't exist either. So everyone, please make Red feel very, very welcome.
I just made it about the LGBT thing that's on tomorrow.
So today we're protesting against those guys up in Parliament House. Those people like Scott Morrison, Anthony Albanese, the people who are building new coal mines today when we're on the brink of a climate crisis. Well, we all have a common enemy with LGBTI people. Those people up there are the same people who are saying we should not have equal rights. We should not have equal rights to healthcare, that hate groups should be allowed to be considered charities. These are just some of the gems that are going to be picked up in the religious exemptions bill. There are already existing religious exemptions that allow teachers to be fired for being gay or trans, that allow students to be expelled expelled for being gay or trans.
That have never been used, but they won't tell you
deserve
that.
equal rights.
Because
We fought
because
for
they
it.
haven't tried to do it with an Islamic
For
school or a
years.
Jewish school
With
yet.
marriage equality in 2017, we fought for it. In the gay liberation movement in the 70s, we fought for it. And let me tell you, the gay
They want to be able to
liberation movement
exclude
knows something about
religious
civil
individuals.
disobedience. The first Mardi Gras ever held was banned. It was considered illegal,
another rally
but
on
they
tomorrow.
marched anyway. They took the streets. There was massive amounts of arrests. The cops beat up activists, but we still mobilised. We still came out again.
Wasn't even bloody alive then.
And of course, gay liberation in Australia never would have happened without the Stonewall riots in America. There is a beautiful, amazing history of civil disobedience from every oppressed group, and we are continuing it on today. And I think that's important to remember. So I hope everyone will join me tomorrow to fight against the people who we are all opposing today, to fight against inequality, to fight against injustice. So the rally tomorrow will be at 1 p.m. in Garema Place. I hope to see you all there.
Not as many claps as they probably hoped.
One struggle, one fight, people of the world unite!
One struggle, one fight, people of the world unite!
One struggle, one fight!
People of the world unite!
One struggle, one fight!
People of the world unite!
One struggle,
Over
one
here for a
fight!
jungle school.
One struggle, one fight!
People of the world unite!
Come on, kids, my battery's going to go flat.
Our last speaker, I want to make a quick announcement about the next Extinction Rebellion protest. This one's got a bit of a catchy, bit of a strange name. It's called Civil Disobedience. Thank God it's Friday, traffic jamming.
And they're going to let them do this.
Rolls off the tongue. The idea of this is to disrupt traffic next Friday. All across the world.
I left the power bank and the actual memory card for the camera at home because I'm blonde.
All across Latin America, all across the global south, Europe and America. And we want to continue up the fight. We want to continue to build a movement based on mass civil disobedience. And now that 5:30 is an easier time for people to get to, we're asking people to wake up a little bit earlier, a little bit brighter next Friday morning, because we're going to shut down parts of Civic, shut down Canberra at 8 a.m. to stop businesses getting their workers to work on time.
So basically all the casual workers are going to be doing short
A lot of
again.
people talk about climate grief, and that's real. The future is daunting. The fact that people like Scott Morrison are doing nothing but building new coal mines. The fact that the opposition, like Anthony Albanese, is doing nothing but falling in line, and actually in Queensland going one step further than the
There's
Liberals
one there.
themselves. That is daunting. That is terrifying. But I think when we occupy, when we strike together, when we have a sense of our collective power, we can overcome that feeling of hopelessness,
I
that
disavow.
feeling of isolation, that feeling of powerlessness, and we can have a bloody hell of a good time saving the planet. So to make things a little bit easier, we're going to be playing nothing but the best disco music, and we're going to be having a great time when we're shutting down those traffics. And I'm sure every driver tuning along in their car horn are tuning in solidarity, dancing in their cars, loving every second of it.
Well, they miss out on wages.
Yeah. And this Monday at 7:30 in the Conservation Council, Extinction Rebellion is having an introductory talk. So if you want to find out more about what Extinction Rebellion is all about, the philosophy it's based on, some of the upcoming actions, please make your way to the Conservation Council at 7:30 on Monday morning. You can find more details about that on Facebook and online as well. Monday night rather. Yeah, it's not that early. Alright, cool. Our last speaker, her name's Kenya. She's an activist at ANU as well. Please make her feel welcome.
poking the colour.
This was an amazing demonstration that we had today. This was amazing. We fully shut down the centre of Canberra. Woo!
Not really, but
This
anyway.
was amazing. We've had some speakers talking about who are our enemies here. And I would just like to say that as we speak, put it to my mouth, okay, that would be a good idea. Yeah, as I speak now, you can hear me, there are people in the government, the Liberal and Labor government, who are bulldozing Indigenous land all over Australia to make way for production.
We've had mates that have been to things who've had their security completely redone because they're
Indigenous
associated
rights
with the
at
wrong
the
people.
forefront of it at all times. Indigenous people have been the victim of Australian colonisation and racism since the beginning of Australia, and they continue to be the victim of environmental vandalism to this day. And I know everybody here is really interested in throwing themselves into the fight, which means fighting at every single stage, every single injustice, because it's all coming from the same people. As Ren mentioned earlier, it's the people up on the hill. Yeah, screw them. And yeah, I just want to know who is going to be back next time. Put your hands up if you're going to be back next time. Alright guys, this was fucking amazing. Excuse my French. Yeah, just one more time. Who's gonna be back next time?
Alright, we're gonna wrap up. So when you want to get up, just so that we can get back down in a second, we're gonna finish up with one last chat, alright? I want you to spread out a little bit if you can. So get up!
Oh God,
Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town. Get up!
that one just saying.
It's time to move in this town. Get up! Get down! It's time to move in this town.
At least it's simple, it doesn't challenge them.
Alright everyone, let's rock!
Apparently that's about it. Just in time, because my phone's going to go flat any second now. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I don't think I got very much exciting out of this one, really, because I don't think you're going to be able to hear a lot of those people that were very impressed with them. Over the noise in that mall, that was so horrible. Have a good night, y'all. I will catch you later. They're all just being shoved off the road and wandering off now. No worries. Hopefully we will do another one tomorrow at the LGBTQ Scream session. Catch you later.